Firstly, greetings to all the viewers and the football supporters out there. Um, and thanks for the opportunity, Idris. I think just to try and answer your question, the delay was more of an administrative one, in the sense of from the side of SAFA, we had not had a clear guideline as to the involvement of the two parties in terms of the organization of the tournament. As much as we've got LOCs that has been working on the tournament, but from a responsibility point of view, and also in terms of how we run the tournament and the involvement of the two parties, I think that is where the delay was, and it led to us not getting the sanction letter on time. And fortunately now that I think all these things have been cleared out, we do have a tournament going.
Okay, so all those administrative issues have been taken care of. We're ready to go with the tournament.
Yes, I think everyone is aware of the letter that has come out last week, giving a green light to the tournament. So my belief is that now we are at a space with SAFA where we understand each other, and we have a common goal of making sure that this year's tournament, succeeds.
Yeah. Talking about success, let's deal with the introduction of the ladies and how it has benefited the tournament so far.
Well, the ladies has been the success story of this tournament in a very quick period, probably not what we envisaged at the time. We started this thing in 2021, and just after COVID year 2020. And when we started it off, the idea was basically, to pilot it and to test whether it would be, a right step to take for the tournament. Remember, it's been running for at that time probably 18 years, and it was a success with it being a boys tournament. And there isn't really any tournaments out there that have got both girls and boys, maybe with the exception of the Coke Cup. So when we started it off, we were not really sure of the numbers and also the level of competitiveness. And then we decided to have 8 teams, which was more of a quarter-final stage. Then we thought from here we will then make an assessment of it. To our surprise, I think it's blossomed so much nationally, such that a lot of players made it to the national team. And one of the top goal scorers, I think there's a lady from Cape Town Roses, Samsam is her name, and she's been a national team asset, played in the CAF competition. So when we also realized the demand was there, and also the ladies are competing, at the same level, I think it endorsed the fact that the decision was correct. And I'm very pleased to announce that this year, instead of 8 teams, we will be having fully fledged 16 teams, just like the boys. So all the scales are equal, because there is no reason that we should be having 8 teams when the boys are having 16 teams, because the level of competition is the same, and the level of professionalism in organization in the ladies teams has shown that they can match what the boys can do. So we're very excited to make that announcement that we will now have a fully fledged tournament when it comes to ladies.
That's good news. That's good to hear that the ladies have really received so much attention and it has been accelerated. Let's talk about the impact of this tournament, and maybe we can touch on the legacy as well.
The tournament, I think, from a football point of view, I've been very pleased with how it has touched so many teams. From our first year, 2019, in Cape Town, we had over 100 teams participating in the qualifiers. And this trend has been consistent till last year. I think last year we reached 200 teams. This year, once again, we've got just over 200 teams who have entered just for the playoffs. If I look at the trajectory, it's obviously an upward one. But most importantly, I think it's the level of involvement. For me, what was most important was an all-inclusive tournament. I wanted to make the Engen tournament for anyone out there who feels that they've got a chance that they can participate in this thing. To put their foot forward, to put their name forward. We don't really have a strict criteria. We try as much as we can to make sure that if you can qualify in terms of the requirements that we have, you will be part of the tournament. So that aspect of touching so many teams from different areas has been great. The other success, I think, or impact for us is the fact that we've had teams outside of the Cape Town region. I mean, this year we've got teams from West Coast, we've got teams from Overberg region. So it's a great thing to see. We are trying to make it an all-inclusive type of tournament, because I'm of the view that football is an all-inclusive sport, and it's a great achievement for us. But obviously, from a township point of view, I believe that this tournament has dispelled the stigma of townships. And in 2019, when we started off, there was this whole issue of safety that was being bandied about when it was said that it's coming to the township. And contrary to popular belief at the time, this tournament has been the safest. This tournament has been, I would say, the most well run. Everything has been on time. And I believe that the people coming into Lang, I mean, we've got a very safe complex here. Everyone is inside. Has been a tournament where there's been 0 incidents actually when it comes to the tournament, inside the field and also outside. And the nice thing about it is that Langa is very accessible. It's an in and out type of an environment from 2 sides, N2, N1. So it's been a great thing to see people from different backgrounds coming into an area which has been known probably as a dangerous one, coming to play and having a good time over that particular three days of that particular week.
Now it's good to hear that the tournament has really played a big role in this community and touching lives of so many football players, and I think especially the youth. We need our youth to be in the right place, and I think football has really shown that, especially with this tournament. What can people expect with this tournament in this year? What is something that would be so enticing and maybe inviting?
Look, just probably on the last point, tying with your question, is that what has been so amazing about the tournament for me is the fact that without fail, in all these 4 years, immediately after the tournament, we get players getting national team call-ups. We get players getting first team call-ups. I can vividly remember the first year when our top goal scorer from Stellenbosch got a professional contract, and I believe he's playing in the NFD now, if I'm not mistaken. And that was such a wonderful thing to see. Like I say, this lady Sam from Cape Town Roses, she got a call up immediately after that, and she scored a winning goal in the CAF. So those things have been great things, and I think this year it's not going to be different. We will still see fireworks, the element of surprise in terms of anyone can take it. We've seen Ubuntu winning it, over a long period, and then afterwards, I believe Cape Town City decided enough is enough. So this year, as I mentioned, that we're going to have a larger component of girls, and also from our side as an organizing committee, we'll try as much as we can, to add a few things that will make the teams feel very much comfortable and very much well informed. We will try not to do too many changes, because I believe that it has currently worked very well, and we need to maintain that standard and even go higher.
Yeah. Any particular dates announcements, or we'll expect that in the social media pages of the club?
After this call-up or this approval of the tournament, for us it's to now sit as a team and look at the calendar of football, because already with the time that has been lost, unfortunately, there has been things that have already happening. For example, we were supposed to start on the 27th, which was a very nice weekend, if you remember, where we would have played two games because it was a weekend from a Thursday until a Tuesday. So we've missed out on that. So we still now need to make sure that we can find dates where we can accommodate, especially the first round. And the initial date was the 23rd of June until the 25th. Obviously, it's not practical now because that's just 4 weeks before. We will then have to sit with SAFA to look at the calendar and see where we can now fit, the actual tournament, and then how we can fit the playoffs. I'm aware that now we've got the Coke Cup running, and also I believe there's a Dennis Goldberg Cup coming up. I strongly believe that we'll find a solution. Where would I ideally like it to be? Probably July, because we usually want to start with Cape Town, but if that is not possible, we'll still have it later on. What is important, I suppose, for us is that the tournament is going on.
All the best, Mr. Kuhn. Thank you.
Thank you so much.